Yo, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be reviewing s1MPLE and showing you guys why he's on the gear. Now, in my last video that I made, which was about Zyru, I recommend checking it out. Pretty good content. I am, like one of the few enlightened people in the CSGO scene who sees like the nastiness and filth of all these cheaters. And all of you guys that are watching my videos and getting mad over them, commenting things like, "Are you really being serious, bro?" All that stuff. You're just haters. Like, plain. You're just hating. Like, you're just hating on me. I'm being serious, yeah. I mean, like, I'm just smarter than you guys. Like, I see what's going on in the scene, and you guys are just stupid. Like, I see this, I call them out, and you guys are just sheep. That's why you're not, you just don't see it. Like, I'm enlightened, and my goal is to enlighten other people, but you're being so rude about it. Like, come on, guys. I'm trying to make you guys smarter. Like, it's not your fault that you're stupid right now. I'm just trying to help you. Anyway, sorry, that's like a little bit of a rant. Sorry about that. Anyway, I'm gonna get into this video. I'm gonna review s1MPLE, why he's cheating. It's pretty obvious, but so are a lot of these players, so it's nothing too special. That's absolute just luck. I mean, this whole clip is luck, actually, so it's not the best example. And then this is, he's info locking probably at this point. Because he would have absolutely no idea that Alu's here. Instead, he like pre-aims him. He's got a chance. He knows Alu's up close, and he sneaks around. Yeah. So only that's the only kill in here on that clip, I would say, is evidence. But you know, it's honestly like if I saw that in Overwatch, that would be like almost enough for me to ban someone. Like honestly, I'd ban someone because of that. Like I would. But that's like nothing when we're watching these clips because all the other ones are so much worse. Like that barely even seems like anything. That's how blatant some of these guys are. Some of these clips. This first kill is is aim lock. He peeks out, and what they always do is they do it when they strafe. So like here he would hit D and at the same time hit his aim key, and I'll show you guys when I'll tell you right when he does it. He does it right now. He does it right as he strafes out, so his crosshair is already moving on like across the screen because he's strafing, and he's probably moving his mouse a little bit to the left too because he doesn't want to aim right at stairs. I mean, obviously he's smart enough to know that, but he info locks right as he does that, and he realizes there's a player there, so he hard aims it, and then kills them. Aim locks onto that guy, and then does like a right angle. Not quite. It's like 45, 90. So it's like not a right angle, but it's an obtuse angle, you know. He goes like that and locks on this guy, kills him. And then the last kill is just standard. But yeah, if you watch this one more time, you'll see it. I pointed it out. It's pretty obvious, I think. This is one of the more obvious clips because it's just ridiculous. Like, that's not something that a normal human like can do, and yet he's doing this in so many clips, so many examples. First shot, he info locked on that guy. This guy, that's just Deagle body spam. And the rest of this clip is just him holding angles with an op. It's nothing special, so I'll go to the next one.
But he does, for whatever reason. Maybe his teammate did spawn.
This one doesn't have anything extremely crazy either, except for just crazy luck, honestly.
He was coming that direction.
He holds this, and he peeks the market, which is pretty standard. Turns around and no-scopes the guy, which is just lucky, and then
oh my God! The player jumped straight into
here's the guy jump there, I think.
s1MPLE yet
sees him jump, misses the no-scope. Switches to Cirque, so he can't really see if he aim locks or not. And then he no scopes him.
He turns around, Cirque. He was on the pistol. How does s1MPLE win these? How does he do it every single time?
I think it's pretty obvious that that one was just luck. I mean, there's nothing too crazy there. This one is actually a super good example of an aim lock. I'll show you, and I'll actually slow it down for this first aim lock because it's a good example. Watch his crosshair and how it stays on the same spot for his body. So he's coming into the upper bomb site on nuke where there's a lot of angles, and this is a pretty common spot for a CT to sit, especially if there's like 3 of them left, because they can just kind of set up a crossfire. So once he peeks out into this, he's going to hard clear, like he goes to like swipe his mouse across to here, probably holding his aim key the whole time. So if it ever moves without, and you know, you can tell. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying, but like if I was holding an aim key and swiping my mouse, I would be able to tell as soon as the direction changed. So that's what he's waiting for here. And if he doesn't ever feel that, he knows there's no one behind there. Instead, it locks onto his body, and watch. It tracks this exact spot on Forrest's body, and it like stays right on him as he locks on. This is a super good example of an aim lock, and if he was less experienced in using this, like for say Forsaken was the Indian player who got cheated or was cheating and got banned during the tournament live. It was a pretty big deal, and even that, it was a huge deal, and that was probably tier 2, tier 3 even Counter-Strike. It wasn't anything like as high profile as Simple, but you would see the same thing when he was aim locking as well. It would stay on the same exact spot on the dude's body. This is just, it looks a lot less fishy because he knows how to make it look less fishy. He's been doing this for years and years and years, and he strafes out as he does it to make it look not fishy at all. And I think one thing you'll notice is once he locks, as soon as he locks, he starts strafing because he knows that he's locked on now, so he needs to do something so he doesn't like stand still and track him. Because if you stand still and track someone, it looks so much more suspicious than if you're holding strafe while they're strafing, because your crosshair is just moving at the same speed as them. So it doesn't look as suspicious unless you slow it down and look and see that he stays on the same exact spot on his body. And as soon as he stops holding the aim key, he moves up higher to the right of his head and then whiffs the spray for a bit. As you see, he eventually gets it, and here, this is actually pretty, I guess, a little bit crazy here. I'll slow it down again for you guys and explain what happens. So he locks on, locks off, sprays the dude, moves his cross over here, and then he's gonna kind of lock onto Lekro. He locks onto Lekro, lets go, and tries to get the kill. And then I think what happens here is he lets go of the aim key and then holds it again, and for a split second it tracks get right, and he kind of freaks out a little bit. And then he moves back to Lekro without his aim key. That's why he misses a few shots there. So that's the aim lock. And then here, I'll show it like almost like frame by frame. So he moves on to Lekro, locks on. You see it stutter for a second when he locks on to get right, and then he goes back to Lekro. And of course he kind of moves there and locks up. But I know I spent a lot of time on that one clip, but I think that one clip has 3 examples of an aim lock, and they're all pretty obvious in my opinion. So I think it's a good example of a clip because it has a lot happening in it, but if you watch it at normal speed, it doesn't look too suspicious. But once you slow it down and actually look at it and get enlightened like I am, you'll see.
God, that's ridiculous from Simple. How on earth has he done that?
He's on the gear. This clip is just stupid. Just watch.
He still wants to fight this. That's insane. There's a player right next to him.
And here he'll lock onto Chris J.
He spots one.
Which is just ridiculous. I mean, whatever. Like, okay, buddy. No, nobody hits that shot. Nobody. And then that's a smart grenade. That's a smart grenade. This clip is just a triple collab through his teammate, which is lucky, but it's nothing crazy. This one's actually a good example of aim locking with an op, I believe, or at least info locking, so you can shoot. The thing with an op is it's much easier to aim lock and not get caught, but it's also much easier to look less suspicious, because when you lock onto their body with like a flick or whatever, it looks way less suspicious than if you're aim locking onto a head with like hard locking with a rifle, because the target is so much bigger.
Oh, that is risky.
You can make it look a lot more human, but even if it's not.
I think.
But here I think he info locks and realizes because he kind of unfortunately we're not spectating him. If we were, it'd be easier, but I think he pre-aims towards coffins because he knows there's probably a guy there. Info locks to see like, oh, his crosser, like, oh, I'm already in like the right place, or maybe it moved him like a tiny little bit, and then he just clicks, so he gets the kill. So I think that's what happened there. And then I'll try and go to like one more. And then I'll end the video, because I know I haven't gone through this whole thing at all even, but I don't think I really need to, because in almost every clip in this, I mean, these aren't even like hand-picked clips, which I think is a little bit disingenuous when other YouTubers like hand-pick only like the worst, like the most fishy moments of a player, because every player does have their moments. So if I make a 10-minute video of only Simple's like most suspicious plays, that would be a little bit less conclusive, I think. Even though it would look more conclusive, it would actually be less conclusive, because it's not him. It never shows like the moments where he's not. This video is just his highlights, you know? Like, you could make a 50-minute video or like 2-hour-long video of his highlights in 2019, and half the clips would be suspicious. So instead of like hand picking them, I'm going through and I'm showing you like, just in a normal highlights video, just a compilation that this guy put together of 2019. It looks this suspicious. Like, there's that many clips. That's just how much these pros are cheating. I want to go to the next clip. I think this is gonna be the last one, and I'm not gonna promise that there's gonna be something fishy in every clip, because he's not going to be aim locking in every clip. But what I wanted to just do is give you guys an example of how I can watch 10 clips and 5 of them he'll be aim locking. That's how crazy this is.
Damage done, unfortunately for them. So that's $600 gone. Electronic watches towards lower B, and is the sort of shots he connects on this time.
We'll see what happens here.
Down to 15, no courtesy is Simple.
Gonna regress, great flashbang. They're both tucked into the corner. Electronic.
Actually, you can see electronic info lock here, which is a little bit funny.
Gonna regress, great flashbang. They're both tucked into the corner.
You saw him lock on the guy behind the wall. The closer guy.
Electronic's not going to press the issue and config through long. Now they have access. However, Electronic and Simple are doing what Electronic and Simple do best. Headshot.
Yeah, I don't think that's legit, to be honest. The way he goes behind the box and is kind of like in the right spot, and like I said before earlier in the video, the best thing you can do if you're aim locking like this is like strafe, because the movement's gonna look so much more natural. Because if your crosshair's already going like this across the screen, if it goes like this and like speeds up for a little bit to like lock out of them, I mean, it wouldn't even be that far. It'd be like just a little blip. So it would be very, very hard to notice. But if you're looking for it and you're enlightened, then you'll see it. So yeah, that's the video, boys. I hope you enjoyed. Stop leaving hate comments because you're triggered, because you're stupid, and I'll probably make another video soon.